Hey guys, this is Blogger the Hut, and this is my sluggish reaction to Timeless Season 2, which I've caught up on recently. I am still loving Timeless. I'm so glad that after its initial cancellation, they brought it back for a second run, and they really did make the most of that second run. It was a really, really fun show. Timeless really does embody the spirit of time travel adventure. It's not too technical, not too bogged down, not too much on contradictions. They just have fun romps in different time periods, crazy looking time travel machines, and bumping into historical figures. In short, it's great. I loved how they brought the focus back again on the historical figures, and they focused on people who were important to the team, with each of them, even Wyatt and Mason, getting their geek out moment meeting their heroes in the course of the show. Um, Now, despite taking down most of Rittenhouse in the first season, the team have gone underground, working in the shadows. The remaining members of Rittenhouse are playing a long game, recruiting or coercing sleeper agents to spend years in the past, ready for an attack at the right time. I felt that was a really good way to move the show forward, to keep Rittenhouse as a compelling threat, even though they'd had scored a big victory against them in the first season. The series did a really good job of moving the characters forward in a compelling way, which isn't always easy in a second series. Even the supporting characters had good moments. Mason had to adjust to giving up being a public figure. We explored Agent Christopher's past in a really good episode. Wyatt and Lucy confronted their feelings for each other, only for his wife to return from the dead, and for her to be revealed as a Rittenhouse agent. Drama! Anyway, Gia and Rufus dealing with her visions also became a focal point for the show, and it was good to see their relationship kind of develop with them dealing with that, but also that didn't they pushed each other apart but kept coming back together, which I felt was very well handled. With her kind of Golden Gate vision at the end of season one, I was a bit worried about the show becoming this kind of generic "stop the bad future happening" plot. And in a way, it's a bit odd that they kind of just dropped that. But instead, they did what Timeless do best and focus on the characters. And with Gia seeing visions mostly around Rufus and eventually Rufus's death, which she tried to prevent. And I felt that was a much stronger arc for the show to follow. Adding Flynn to the team was great. It felt inevitable, but they handled it in a really good way, and his swagger was great, particularly in the episodes where he was replacing Wyatt. The only thing that didn't seem to quite fit for him was that he had seemed to have accepted that he was never getting his family back, which I felt clashed with how season one ended. Literally, the ending episode of season one was Lucy promising to get his family back, only for him to be arrested. So for him to just sort of give up on that felt a bit odd. The only other concern I really had with the show was Rittenhouse. I liked the fact that they brought back Lucy's ancestor as a leader from the past, but I felt overall their mission was a bit vague, with most of the focus being on Lucy and her mum, which again is the show's strong point, but it was hard to pick out what the new leader's end game was from that. You know, they'd planted all these sleeper agents, and yes, they stopped them. But compared to the season one, where they were mostly trying to stop Flynn, who was then trying to stop Rittenhouse, it was hard to see what the big picture was. Flynn's big picture was to eliminate Rittenhouse, whereas it wasn't quite so clear what Rittenhouse's big picture was. But anyway, like I said, the show is at its best when the drama is focused on the characters, and they did that really, really well. And as for the ending, I loved it. It was just perfect, just crazy time travel, bonkers ending, like something out of Planetary or a comic book series like that. I've got to admit, it was a gutsy move considering they nearly got cancelled in the first season, and I really hope it pays off. I think I've heard they're hoping to do a TV movie to finish things off, so I really hope that gets made now, because I've got to admit, that was a really gutsy move, but good on you, Timeless, and I hope it pays off. Well, guys, that is it for now. If you're interested, you can hit up. Dear me, that's so American. My WordPress site, blogofthehut.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter. Subscribe if you'd like to hear more of my ramblings. But for now, thank you so much for watching.